Hi, my name is Val Sierra. I use all pronouns. I've lived here in the house for this academic year. Um, I currently work in central office as the health education coordinator. So I help run and support the health workers in all the different units. So it's really fun, especially now during COVID.
Yeah.
And I'm a graduate student here in the School of Social Welfare, working on my PhD.
And I'm Luis Calixto. I'm a third year. I'm currently the social manager in the house, but I guess now since COVID's going on, I guess I'm just an ordinary member. And I've been living here since 2018. Yeah, fall 2018. It's definitely quieter. It is definitely quieter. This place was pretty lively, even like on a even on like a Monday around 10:30, like people are still like in common spaces, having a good time, or people are like in their rooms hosting other people, being together. Right now, like by I would say 11, the hallways are quiet and like there's barely any activity. So it's been like it's been a drastic change in member activity and presence, that's for sure.
Yeah, like a lot of students went home, a lot of members went home. So just like the sheer amount of people that are here is low. And I think too, just like kind of everything just has an atmosphere. So it's just kind of like the mood's a lot different. I think at max we hold 38.
And right now we have about like 26, 26 to 20, I think. But despite there being 26 people, it really doesn't feel like it at all. I've seen the same like 5 people.
Yeah, so the BSC cabinet passed, their BSC cabinet, or the BSC board of directors, the BSC board of directors and the cabinet and basically the admin at BSC formed this like emergency response team, committee kind of dedicated to kind of creating new policies, programs, procedures, just to support us as members. And so this fundraising event is part of those initiatives. But part of it also too was creating policies to protect us as members. One of them was creating guidelines around best practices to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and the coronavirus. So limiting, time we spend in common spaces, having our own assigned dishes that we keep track of instead of having just a collection of dishes and utensils everywhere. Pretty soon we're gonna start having to wear face masks in common areas. It's all based upon CDC guidelines and kind of other best practices that some counties are already implementing. So it's pretty on par, and all of these measures are, meant to protect us. So I think like the spirit of our house is that, there's rules and we love rules.
But
but like we follow them and, take them seriously. But, we have a little bit of leeway.
personally, I'm all for it. I sort of like the online classes, but I don't think it's a very practical method of teaching, considering the $65,000 price tag attached to it. And I can definitely say that I've fallen behind, because it's you can boot up your computer anytime and start your assignments, but there's a different push.
No, yeah, I think same with Luis. It's very like hard to concentrate and just kind of like hard to get going. And I keep telling myself like, oh, I'll just, do it tomorrow, or it's just, the lecture's recorded. I don't need to go like log in on zoom.com. It's fine.
And then it's not fine.
And then it's not fine. But we're hanging in there.
Well, in my case, I personally am laid off, but my family aren't. They're like, I guess, considered what they call them, the essential workers, like working grocery stores and stuff like that. So my parents aren't financially impacted for now. Even with like, you know how there was a whole massive like crazy toilet paper buying spree across the nation. Even with stuff like that, I was like worried. I was worried at first. I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to sneak toilet paper out of Wild and bring it back to Richmond. So my stepdad works in the food industry. I think he's like he works in some private company that supplies and manages food, like for grocery stores and stuff like that. And my mom works at Burger King, so I'm mostly concerned for her, given that you know the customers can come in anytime for takeout, and she just sees like a big influx of people on any certain day because like we're not supposed to be going out, but people still want their Whoppers, and it's like people
Yeah.
still order takeout, like DoorDash and stuff like that. So I think she's the one that I'm concerned for the most. Well, I guess the big thing right now is for people who like don't live on the West Coast and aren't able to, travel to go be with their families. I know, especially some of our international members who just have to stick it out until their respective country it lifts any travel ban and stuff like that. Because we do have some international members that some were able to just to go back to their respective countries before things got to this point, and some who are kind of just here until they can go back, basically.
Oh, I guess
Speak on a good sister.
I love living here, and I think especially living in Wild, the lessons and the personal growth that I've got to experience here is like absolutely phenomenal. So I think in my transition to alumni-ness, uh, um, I would wish that like people get to keep experiencing that, um, and like that, have being able to have that support, and have that community while they're getting their education. I think it's so important. So hopefully
Thank
other
you.
people get to experience that too.
Great.
And then because we just had the alumni event, and I got to learn more about like what alumni are like and the fields that they get into. For future BSC members, I would definitely like to see more unit level change, like more drastic unit level change. And that doesn't mean just like policy wise, but I mean like house culture wise and like tradition tradition wise. Because you really, with each like generation of BSC member, there are lots of new, ways of thinking and ways that those ways of thinking play out. Because we do get a bunch of different like people who are seeking community in theme houses and people who just need and want a place to sleep. And I think both and any in between of those categories are equally valid. Some more, but some really really just want that sense of agency within their own home that they may have not felt before in their previous homes for whatever reason, and that's something that I just would like to see.